Hi guys, it's Brooke again. We're going to be doing 10-5 today. This is a little different. This is the metric system that they use over in like England and that kind of stuff. So they use this often, and so do we, especially for like if you ever get like pills or something from a pharmacy, they put everything in grams and that kind of stuff. So we do use some of it here. So I will switch this around to talk about it. So what I need you to know is that when it comes to this, it's basically going to be like, if we're talking about grams, it's like a prefix to it. So this is called, the largest one is called a kilogram, and then hectogram, then decagram, then decigram, then centigram, and then the milligram. So that is the type of things that we will be talking about. Now, how I go about teaching this, I know it's a really weird thing to teach, but you guys remember silly things. So I teach in a silly way in this case. And there is a saying that kind of helps my students every year. It is called King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. Now, I want to mention this real quick. This is not a true story, by the way. I want to make that very clear. This, if you go and try to look this up, you will never see anything about King Henry. See anything talking about King Henry dying by chocolate milk. You just won't happen. It's just a silly saying for you guys to remember this and how to do this. Me personally, that you don't need to use any lost or sold on this. It's very, very simple. The only thing that you do need to do is you will be moving the decimal. Now, what this by means, it is a B because this is like your base words. What I mean by a base word is, for example, if you have the word use, that is a base word, but then I can put a prefix on it. So it could be reuse. So the base word is still used, but I put a prefix on it saying reuse. So this is just the same exact thing. These are your base words. So meter, and then it would be kilometer would be km, hectometer would be hm, decameter would be, so on. It would go on like that. So the thing is that you need to remember here, and I get a lot of kids that mess this up, 1M. So 1M means meter. If there are two M's, that means millimeter. So I want to make that very clear here. If it's just 1M, that is just meter, which is your base word. If it is 2 M's, then that's your millimeter. So that would be here. So I'm just making that very clear. If it was like liters, again, KL is kiloliter, and then hectoliter would be HL, and then deciliter would be DAL, and then DL is deciliter, CL would be centiliter, and then ML would be milliliter. And same with grams. Milligram would be MG, centigram would be CG, decigram would be DG, decagram would be DAG, and so on. So keep that in mind. Also, every single place going from one to the next is one place larger, just like our number line, how it went from ones to tens to hundreds to thousands. Each one is 10 times larger going this way. So then if you are removing 3 places, that is actually 1,000 times greater. Now, the way that they are teaching you, I'm not a fan. And the way that your resource sheet on your state test, it is showing you this, which I am really not a fan of either. I got a very much simpler way for you guys to do this. So that is why I need you guys to pay attention to this. And on like your reference sheet for the state test, you don't have to use this. You guys can definitely use the way that I do, but you're just going to have to memorize it. So in this case, this is called King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. So it says, using a map, Alex estimates that the distance between his house and his grandparents' house will be about 15 meters. About how many kilometers away from the grandparents' house does Alex live? It says, use the metric system is based on place value. Each unit is related to the next largest and the next smallest unit by powers of 10. So the way that they are going to teach you is they're going to teach you that you basically have to memorize how many meters and a kilometer and that kind of stuff. I'm not a fan of that way. I think the way that I'm about ready to show you is a lot easier. Now, the thing that you need to know, it says that it was 15,000 meters was what he thinks. Now, again, this is 1 m. Remember, that means meter. So this is your base. We are right here. And they said, how many kilometers would that be? So kilometers are over here. So in this case, I'm going to write King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. Now, this is what you do. You are going to be starting at the 1 m, which is just the meter, which is your base. So this is where we are starting. So we are actually going to be starting at the base word of meter. And then where we are going to end is your kilometer. So you are going to end here. So in order to get there, you would have to say, okay, where is my decimal to begin with on 15,000? Well, my decimal on 15,000, if it's not given to me, remember, is at the end. So here it is. Now, the way I like this, remember, this is where it tells you where to start. So our start is at our B, and we are going to end at our kilometer. What we're going to be doing is it's going to tell us how many places we need to move that decimal. So remember, each place is a decimal. So we are going to be shifting our decimal this way because this is our start to our end. And then this is going to tell us how many places. Now remember, each place is 1 place. So 1, 2, 3 places. So I'm going to be moving it 3 places to the left. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to move it in 3 places. 1, 2, 3. And then your new answer is 15 kilograms. So guys, on this tonight, there is nothing to memorize. All you need to know is to move that decimal into whatever position that you guys are at. So that is why everyone loves the King Henry thing, because it is so much easier. There's nothing to memorize. All you're doing is just moving the decimal. Okay, so then now we're going to go on to the next page. This one says, Jamie made a bracelet that is 1 8/10 centimeters long. How many millimeters long is Jamie's bracelet? So again, it's saying that this is the decimeters. So this is where it is. So it's the one after the base. Remember, this is your base. So this is your base. So it is King Henry died by drinking. So the drinking is where we are starting. And then you are going to be going to the millimeters, which is 2 M's. So in this case, where is my decimal to start off with? It is this, and this is saying decimeters. So that would be DM. And then we are going to be going to millimeters, which is 2 M's. So in this case, I would do the same thing. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So we are going to be starting at the drinking, and we are going to be ending at the millimeter, which is the E, the M up there. So in order to do this, where do we start? Where does our decimal start? Well, our decimal is right here. And this is going to tell us how many places and what direction to go. So we start here because that is what we know. And we are going to end at the millimeter, which is the M in this case. So we are going to be going to the right this way. And then we're going to see how many places. So 1, 2. So this is 2 places to the right. So I'm going to move this 2 places to the right. That would be 1. That would be 2. My new number, if there's nothing here, remember to put in a placeholder. My number is 180 millimeters. So my answer is 180 millimeters. Okay, now this one says convert 247 milligrams to centigrams, decigrams, and grams. So they want us to do all of this. So we are going to start at milligrams, then we're going to send it to centigrams, then milligrams to decigrams, and then milligrams to just grams. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and write King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk again. Now remember, mg is, if you need help with that, the G is your base word. So mg is milligram. So we would be starting at the milli. And then it says we are going to be going to centigram. So that would be right here. So we would just be moving 1 place to get there. So on this one, where is my decimal to begin with? On 247, it is at the end. So we're going to start at milligram, because that is what we know. And we are going to end at the centigram, which is the next one over. So then we are just going to move our decimal to the left. And how many places? Well, it's just 1 place. So therefore, to move this 1 place in, it would be now it would be 24 7/10 centigrams. All right, now the next one, we are going to still start at the milligram. So I'm going to just use it right here again. I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to end at the decigram. So I'm going to end here. So how many places in what direction? I'm going to be going this way. How many places? That would be 1 and 2. So that would be 2 places. So therefore, I would start here, move it in 2 places, 1 and 2. So therefore, my answer would be 2 47/100. Then the next one, again, we're going to start at milligram, and then I'm going to end at gram, just the G. Well, if you don't know what the G is, then you can always have this here. This is your base. So we are going to end at the base. So this will be our end. So therefore, we are going to be moving to the left again. And how many places? That would be 1, 2, 3. So that would be 3 places. So to start, we start here and we move it in 3 places, 1, 2, and 3. So your answer is 247 thousandths. Okay, next it says now we're going to convert 3 9 tenths hectoliters to decaliters, liters and deciliters. So again, I need my King Henry. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So it says we are going to start at the hectoliters. Well, if you don't know what HL is, then you're going to just look. Now the L is your base word. So HL is we're really starting at the hectoliters. So that's the H. So we are starting here. And then we are going to be ending at DAL. So if you don't know what that means, we're going to look for the DA, and then this is going to be the L. So this is where we're going to end, just the next place over. So this is where we start. This is where we end. So we are going to go to the right. How many places? Well, that is just one place. So where does my decimal start? It has it right there. So I'm just going to be moving it to the right one place. So then my answer is 39. Okay, next. This is my answer, my problem again. I'm going to start at the hectoliter and I am going to end at liter. Now again, if you don't know what where liter is, look back at here. Your liter is, if it's just an L, it is your base. So we are going to end at the B, your base word, liter. So how many places do we need to move to get there? Well, this is 1 and this is 2. So now we are going to be going to the right now twice. So I'm going to go to the right twice, 1 and 2. So therefore, your answer is 390. And then next one, you're going to go from hectoliter again. So this is where we start. And then we're going to end at deciliter. So again, if you need help to figure out where the deciliter, just a DL, that is the one right after the base. So I'm going to end here, the one after the base. So in order to do that, I would be going to the right. And now I got to see how many places. That is 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to be going to the right 3 places. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then that would be 3,900. Okay, so that is how you do this. All you're just doing is you're just moving in the decimal. You don't have to write any of this stuff that they're trying to tell you. They want you to know that you should be timesing it by 10. You really don't even need to even know that. All you just need to know is where you're starting and where you're ending. So that's going to tell you the direction, and each place is one place you'd be moving the decimal. So that is why I like using King Henry on this. It does help out by a lot. All right, so the next one, it says we are going to start at the L, and we're going to end at just DL. Okay, so again, I'm going to get out my King Henry. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So we're going to start at the L. Again, you just have one L. So the L is your base. So that is liter. Liter is your base word here. So I'm going to start there. And then I'm going to end at DL, just DL, not DAL, so DL. So therefore this, it would be the one right behind it. So then I'm going to end right here. So then what direction do I need to go if I start here and go here? I'm going to be going to the right. And how many places? It is just one time. So what I need to do is start with my where my decimal is, which it already gave it to me, and I'm just going to move it once to the right. So now your answer is 84 7/10. Next, I'm going to start right here again at the liters, and now I'm going to go to the CL, which is here. So now I'm just going to be going to the right again. But now how many places? Well, this was once, and then this would be twice. So now I'm going to be moving that decimal 2 places. So 1 and 2. So now my answer would be 847. And then this one, I am going to go to L. I'm going to start at L again. So I'm starting here. And now I'm going to go to ML, which is the milliliter. So now how many places and in what direction? Well, I'm going to go to the right. Then how many places? This is 1, 2, 3 places. So I'm going to go 3 places to the right with my decimal. So 3 places, that would be 1, 2, 3 places. So that would end up being 8,470 milliliters. Okay, next. Again, you're going to be doing the exact same thing. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So in this case, it says we're going to start at just DG. DG, not DAG, just DG. That means decigram. So we are going to start at the one behind the base. So I'm starting here. And then I'm going to end on just the G itself. Just the G itself. Well, just the G is your base. So that is your B. You're going to end at the B. Okay, so in order to do this, I would move my decimal starting here, going this way. I am going to be going to the left. And how many places? Just 1 place. So therefore, my number is 9,824. Where is my decimal if it's not given to me? Remember, it is at the end, and then you're going to be moving it to the left 1 place. So if I move it to the left 1 place, now the decimal is right here, not here anymore. So therefore, my number is 982 and 4/10. Okay, now this one says, now I'm going to go to DG. So I'm going to start here. And I'm going to end at DAG. So now it's this one. So now I'm going to go to the left again. And how many places? That would be 1 and 2. So again, this is my number starting off is right here. So no decimal was given to me. So that means the decimal starts at the back. And this tells me I'm going to go to the right 2 places. So I'm going to go to the right 2 places, 1 and 2. My number is 98 and 24/100. Okay, and then my last one, I'm still going to start at the DG, and then I'm going to end at the HG. So now I'm going to just cut that out here, and I'm going to now end here. So again, I'm going to go to the left with it, and how many places? That would be 1, 2, 3 places to the left. So to start, my decimal is at the end, and I'm going to go 3 to the left. 1, 2, 3. So my answer is 9 and 824 thousandths. Okay. Next, it says we are now going to go and start at the centimeters, and we are just going to go to 1 M. Remember, 1M is just your meters. So again, I'm going to use my King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. Okay, so it tells me I'm going to start at my centimeters. So here's where I start. I'm going to end at just 1M. Now remember, what is 1M again? 1M is my meter, which is my base. So it's not mm, not millimeter, it's just meter. So I'm going to be ending at the base. So in this case, I need to be moving my decimal this direction. So that is left. And how many places? It is 1, 2 places. So therefore, where is my decimal to start off with in this number? Since it is not given to me, it is automatically at the end. And now I'm going to move it to the left 2 places. So 1, 2. So my answer would be 42, and you could say 50 hundredths, or you could have just said 42 and 5 tenths. You could have dropped off that 0 at the end. Okay, next one. Again, my number is 6,000 starting off, so it does not give me a decimal. So therefore, my decimal is at the end. And now I'm going to be at milliliter, and I'm going to end at liter. So I'm going to put down King Henry again. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. I am going to start at the milliliter, the ml, which is here. I'm going to start. Where am I going to end? It is just the liter. So again, if I don't know what that means, just the L itself is your base word, liter. So I'm going to end at my base. So how many places do I need to move it in what direction? So I start here and I end over here. So I'm going to go to the left. Now how many places? That would be 1, 2, 3. 3 places to the left. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3. So that would be 6 liters. All right, next. This one is King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. It says, okay, we're going to start with 4. Well, my decimal again is not given to me, so it's automatically at the end. So now I know where it is, where it starts. So that's where we are going to start, but we're going to start at DG, not DAG. So DG. Let's see which one that is. Well, this one is DAG, would be the one before the base. So just the DG is the one after the base. So we are going to start here, and we are going to end at CG. So what direction is that? That is going to the right. And how many places? That is just once. So I'm just going to move it out once. So this is my new decimal, and this is not. So therefore, my answer is 40. Okay, what I want you to do now is I want you to try 6, 7, and 8 on your own. So please try 6, 7, and 8 and pause this and see. Then when you are done, then you can resume it. Okay, so on this one, if you were going from gram, that is starting at the base, and ending at mg, which is your milligram. So therefore, in this case, you would be going to the right. And then how many places? Well, this is 1, 2, and 3 places. So where is my decimal to start off with? It is at the end, and I'm just going to go 3 places, and then my answer would be 3,000. Okay, this one says you are going to start at 5 kilograms. Remember, that means you're going to start at 5. Your decimal's at the end. So it says you're going to start at the kilogram, so that's the K, and then you're going to end, kilometer, and then you're just going to end at the 1M. Remember, 1M is meter, which is your base. So then in this case, you're going to go 3 places to get there. Again, that is 1, 2, 3 places, and we are going to be moving that decimal to the right. So if you move that decimal to the right 3 places, it comes out to be 5,000 meters. Next, we are going to start at milliliter. So that is the M. And then I'm going to end at deciliter, just the D, not the D-A-L, which is deca. Deciliter would be this one. So how many places do I need to move? I need to go 2 places to the left. So if this is my number to begin with, it did not have a decimal, so the decimal starts at the back. And then this is telling me I'm going to move it twice to the left. So then my answer would be 15 and 21 hundredths deciliters. Okay. So now we're going to move on to number 9. Number 9 says we are going to be comparing hectograms to kilograms. To be honest, in this case, since there really isn't anything different here, doesn't matter which one you want to bring each of these to. If you want to bring it to the higher one, that is completely up to you. If you want to bring this one down to the lower one, the kilogram down to hectogram, you can do that. If you want to change a hectogram to a kilogram, that is fine, but something needs to be the same. So in this case, it truly doesn't matter which way you go because all you're doing is just moving a decimal in this case. So what I'm just going to decide to do is I'm just going to change this hectogram to a kilogram. So I am going to do King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So again, I'm going to start here and then I'm going to end here at my kilogram. So I'm going to be moving my decimal to the left. How many places? Well, that would be 1 place. So on 32, there is no decimal, so it's automatically at the end to start. And then I'm going to move it 1 place to the left. My answer would be 3 2/10 kilograms now. So 3 2/10 kilograms versus 3 2/10 kilograms. They are equal to each other. Next, again, it does not matter which one you want to change. Since this one is meters, I'm going to change the kilometers to meters as well. So King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. Now remember, this is just 1 M. So this is where we would start. This is just 1 M is your base. M is your millimeter. So keep that in mind. 1 M is your base. 2 M's is this M, millimeter. So we are going to be starting, I guess I could just start here at meters, and then I'm going to change this to kilometers. So I'm going to end here. It doesn't really matter. So where is my decimal to start off with on 660? Well, that would be the end. So this one says I'm going to go this direction. If I'm starting at millimeter, and I'm going to go to kilometer. And I am going to be moving it to the left 1, 2, 3 places. So 1, 2, 3 places. So therefore, this is how many kilometers that is. That is not even 1 kilometer versus 6 kilometers. So which one is bigger? It is definitely the 6 kilometers. All right, next. Again, doesn't truly matter which one you choose. So what I'm going to do, I guess I can just, I can change this down to milliliters. It doesn't really matter. So again, I'm going to do King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. I am going to be starting at the centiliters, and then I'm going to end at the milliliters. So that means I'm going to be moving that decimal to the right one place. So here is my number to start off with. Since there is no decimal, this is where it starts. And now I'm going to change this to milliliters. So remember, starting here, moving it one place to the right. So then my answer would be 5,250 milliliters versus 525 milliliters. So which one is bigger? It is definitely the 5,250 milliliters. Okay. This one says, are there less than 1 million, exactly 1 million, or greater than 1 million milligrams in a kilogram? And explain how you know. Okay. So we are starting with 1 kilogram, and we are going to change this to milligrams. All right, so King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. We are going to start here. We are going to end here. So how many places do we need to move it? We are going to move that decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 6 places, and we are going to be moving that decimal to the right 6 places. So we are starting at the 1. Since there is no decimal, that decimal is always at the end. And then it's saying to move it 6 places to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is where the decimal is now. 1, 2, 3, comma. 1, 2, 3, comma. So your answer is 1 million milligrams. So it is asking, are there less than 1 million, exactly 1 million, or greater than 1 million milligrams in 1 kilogram? Well, there is exactly 1 million. Because it is 6 place values away. Place values larger. 6 place values smaller. All right, next it says Parker ran 10 meters, 1 kilometer, and 5,000 centimeters. How many meters did he run all together? So therefore, we're going to change all of these to meters so we can answer this. So this one is already in meters. So I'm just going to say 10. So I'm going to say 100 meters over here. This is how many meters so far. Now we're going to change 1 kiloliter. Oh, sorry, kilometer to just meters, 1 m. So King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. We are going to start at the K and we are going to end at the meters. Again, meters, 1 m is your base. Don't forget that. So we're going to end here. So how many places do I need to move that decimal? I need to move it 3 places to the right. So I start right here. So I'm going to move it to the right 3 places. 1, 2, 3. That would be 1,000 meters. So now I'm just going to put this 1,000 meters. And then this one, I got to change 5,000 centimeters to meters. So I'm going to start at the C and I'm going to end at the base. So how many decimal places in what direction? That would be going to the left 1, 2 places. So where do we start at? We're going to start here. So I'm going to move it in 2 places. That would be 50 meters. So therefore, I'm going to add 50 more. So to add this, that would be 0. then a 5, then a 1, and then a 1. So therefore that would be 1,150 meters he ran all together. Okay, next. The next one, it says Kelly made 1 batch of raisins and pretzel snack mix. How many grams that she will need to add to the snack mix to make 2 kilograms? Okay, so 2 kilograms. How many grams will she need to change it to 2 kilograms? All right, so she said she had made 1 batch of this. So therefore that is 1,425 kilograms, 1,425 kilograms. I mean grams. Now, it said she made 1 batch of this, which is this much grams. How many grams does she need to add to make it 2 kilograms? Well, we need to make 2 kilograms into grams. So 2 kilograms is how many grams? So King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So we're going to start at the king. We are going to end at just grams, which is your base. So I'm going to be moving to the right, and how many places? 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to start at 2. That is where you start, and I'm going to move it to the right 3 places. So my new number would be 2,000 grams. So how many more grams will she need to add? I need to see how many more to get to 2,000. So I'm going to subtract this. So can I have 0 minus 5? No. So I'm going to have to go all the way down here. This becomes a 10, which now I can give up 1 for here. So that's a 9. I'm going to now make this a 9, so I can give up 1 here. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 2 is 7. Then 9 minus 4 is 5. And then 1 minus 1 is nothing. So therefore, they need 575 grams more. All right, next. It says Kelly plans to take juice on her camping trip, which will hold more juice, 8 cans or 2 bottles. How much more? Okay, so which will hold more, 8 cans or 2 bottles? And then it wants to know how much more. So we have to figure out what 8 cans are or 2 bottles. So let's come over here. 1 can of juice is 150 milliliters. So that's 1 can. But it says 8 cans. So if I want to figure out 8 of these, I would have to times this by 8. So that would be 0. This would be 40, carry your 4. So 8 times 1 is 8, plus 4 is 12. So that would be 1,200 milliliters. Or it says 2 bottles of juice. Okay, 2 bottles of juice is, let's come over here. 1 bottle is 2 liters. So then 2 of them would be 4 liters, okay? So, but then we're taking something that's in liters and we're gonna compare it to something that's in milliliters. To be honest, I would change them all to just probably milliliters. We could do that. So King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. We are gonna start and change 4 liters down to milliliters. So we're gonna start here and we're gonna end here. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3 places. So 3 places to the right is where I'm going to move this. 1, 2, 3. Oops. So that would be 4,000 milliliters. All right, so which one is more? The juice, the cans of juice, or the bottles? Well, definitely the bottles is more. And then it wants to know how much more. So 2 bottles is more. And it wants to know how much more. Well, to figure that out, I would have to subtract off 4,000 minus 1,200. So that would be 0, 0. I can't do that. So then 10 minus 2 is 8. And this would be 2. So it'd be 2,800 milliliters more. All right, next. It says Aaron's water bottle holds 600 milliliters of water. Dylan's water holds 1 liter of water. Whose water holds more water? Whose water bottle holds more water? How much more water? All right, so Aaron holds, we'll say Aaron holds 600 milliliters. Now, it says that he has 1 liter. So Dylan is 1 liter, and we should change that to milliliters so we can see the difference. So over here, I'm going to do King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So I'm going to start at the liter, and I'm going to end at the milliliter. So I'm going to be going to the right. How many places? 1, 2, and 3. So 3 places to the right. 1, 2, and 3 is really saying 1,000. So who holds more? It would be Dylan. And then it wants to know how much more. I would have to subtract these 2. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 6 I cannot do. I need to come over and borrow. This is now 10 minus 6 is 4. So it would be 400 more milliliters. All right, next it says Liz and Elena each participated in a high jump at the track meet. Liz's high jump was 1 meter and Elena's high jump was 132 centimeters. Who jumped higher and how much higher? All right, so what I would do is probably I would change everything probably down to centimeters. So since Liz was in meters, I'm going to say L for Liz and A for Elena. This one was 132 centimeters. I'm going to change Liz's 1 meter to centimeters. All right, so again, King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. I'm going to start at the meter, which is the base, and I'm going to end at the centimeter. So what direction do I need to go? I need to go to the right, and how many places? That would be 2. So 1 and 2. That is really saying she went 100 centimeters. So who jumped higher? Well, it was definitely Elena. And I want to know how much higher. What you would do 132 minus 100. That would be 2, 3, and then nothing. So that would be 32 centimeters higher. Okay, this one I would like you to try on your own. So please pause this one and try this one on your own. All right, so this one says, Monica has 426 milliliters of fabric. How many centimeters of fabric does Monica have? So in order to do this, you would be taking that 426 And it says we are going to be starting you're going to be starting at the milliliters, and you are going to be ending at centimeters. So you're actually going to go smaller by one place. So when you're going smaller by one place, that is dividing by 10. So your answer would have been to do 426 divided by 10 to find that answer. Okay. And then your answer would have been, so your equation would have came out to be, you'd be moving that decimal in one place, so it would equal 42 6/10. Okay, for your homework, this is, again, we are going to be using King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. Remember, the M means 2 M's, an ML, or an MG. The other thing that you need to know is if it's just a D, that is your deci. So that is the one after your base. Your base is just 1L, 1M, or 1G. So this would be for liters, meters, and grams. And then if it was deca, they will say DA, and then DAL or DAG, and so on. So that is what you're going to be doing there. Okay, so we're going to do number 2 together. So the way that they are talking, don't even worry about that. We're just going to be using King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So the first one says CL, so that would be centiliters. So I'm going to start here, and then we're going to end at the L. Remember, the L is your base word. Liter is your base word. Centiliter, centa is your prefix. So this is your end. Okay, so what direction are we going to be moving that decimal? We are going to be moving it to the left, and how many places? So 1, 2 places. So where do we start on this number? 6,500. Well, since there is no decimal given to you, it is automatically starting at the beginning. At the end. The decimal is automatically at the end if it's not given to you. So now it says that what we should do is we should take that decimal and move it 2 places to the left. So 1, 2, that would be 65 liters. Okay, next one. It is saying we're going to have 15. So 15, if the decimal is not given to you, it is automatically at the end. And then you do King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So centimeters, you are going to start at the C and you are going to end at the M, millimeter. It's 2 M's. So that is this one. So we are going to be moving our decimal to the right, and how many places? Just 1 place. So I'm going to move this 1 place to the right. So then my answer would be 150. Okay, you will be doing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we are going to be going over a few. So it does not matter which one you are going to bring everything to. You could change this to kilograms, or you can change this down to grams. It doesn't matter, just as long as that they become the same thing. So in this case, I think I'm just going to go ahead and change 10 kilograms to grams. So King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So kilograms means I'm starting here. Remember, on 10, where's my decimal? Well, my decimal is at the end to start off with. So I'm going to start here with my decimal. I'm going to go to grams. Now remember, grams up here is your base word. So this is where you're going to end at the B. So how many places? 1, 2, 3 places, and you're going to be moving it to the right 3 places. So 1, 2, 3, and this is 10,000 grams. So which one is bigger, 10,000 grams or 18,000 grams? It is definitely the 18,000 grams. Next, I'm just going to, it's up to you how you guys want to do this. I think I might just, because I have more space over here, I'm going to change this to milliliters. All right, so King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So I'm going to start at the L. So the L is the base. And I'm going to end at the ML, which is here. So I'm going to move to the right. And how many places? That would be 1, 2, and 3 places. So I start with 9. Where's my decimal? And 9 is at the end. So I'm going to move it 3 places to the right. 1, 2, 3. So that means my answer would be 9,000 milliliters versus 8,456. Which one is bigger? Is definitely 9,000. Next, I'm going to go either and compare everything, change everything to meters or change everything to centimeters. Truly, it doesn't matter. Just because I have more space, I guess I'll just change it to all to meters. So my decimal to start off with is at the end. And it's gonna be King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So I'm gonna start here and I am gonna end at meters. That is just 1 M. So remember, this is 2 M. So I'm actually gonna end at the base. So 1, 2. So I'm gonna be going to the left 2 places. So 1, 2. So that would be 2 and 7,500 meters versus just 2 meters. Which one is bigger? Well, this one is definitely bigger by 75 hundredths of a meter. Okay, you will have 16 for homework. I'm going to work on 17 with you. It says Ed fills a sports bottle with 1 2/10 liters of water. After his bike ride, he is going to drink 2,000 milliliters of the water. How much water is left in his sports bottle? All right, so this is what he started off with, and then he's going to drink 200 milliliters. Well, in order to take away 200 milliliters, what I would do is I would change 1 2/10 liters to milliliters so that I can easily subtract off 200 milliliters from that. So in this case, I'm going to do King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So it says I'm going to start at the liters, which is your base, and I'm going to end at milliliters. So that's your M. That means I'm going to move my decimal to the right. How many places? That would be 1, 2, 3 places. So here is my number. I'm going to move it 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3. So that would be 1,200 milliliters. And then it said he drank 200 milliliters. So now I'm going to subtract off 200. So then what is left? Well, that would be 1,000 milliliters left. Okay, next page. On the back of this one, I want you to do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And I'm going to do this one with you. A bakery supplier receives an order of 2 tons of flour from the bakery chain. The flour is shipped in crates. Each crate holds 8 10-pound bags of flour. How many crates does the supplier need to ship the entire order? All right, so it says 2 tons, and then the crate is going to hold 8 10-pound bags. So what they're doing is, what we should do is we should change this 2 tons to pounds, so it's a lot easier for us to do. So 2 tons to pounds. Remember, this would be your large to small, so we're timesing. And then 1 ton equals how many pounds? That is 2,000. So therefore, 2,000 times 2 is 4,000 pounds of flour. And they said that each crate will hold 8 10-pound bags. Well, 8 10-pound bags would be 80 pounds, an 80-pound crate. So they want to know, how many 80-pound crates will it take us to get to 4,000? Well, in this case, we would have to divide that. So can 8 go into 4? No. 80 cannot go into 40, but it can go into 400. So this is where you can guess and check. I'm going to try 5. That would be 0. This would be 40. So that would be 5 times. This would be 400. Subtract, that'd be 0. Check it. You are good. Bring down your 0. How many 80s go into 0? That would be 0. And leaving you with nothing remaining. Your answer is 50 crates would be needed. Okay, and that is it for lesson 10.5. And then we are going to be going into a combination lesson, which is 10.4 and 10.6 together. All right, I will see you guys next time. Bye.